Welcome to Monk's Temple. Find a comfortable place. Let your body settle. Perhaps close your eyes, or soften your gaze. There's no need to go anywhere, or fetch anything. For now, just be here. With me. With this breath. In this quiet space we're sharing. How often does the mind become a museum? Not a museum of beautiful art, but a museum of moments, moments that have long since passed. We walk its halls, stopping at certain displays. The case of the great regret, the diorama of the painful word, the sculpture of the lost chance. We dust them off, we study them, we feel the old ache as if it were fresh. We let these frozen exhibits tell us who we are. See, the mind whispers, this mistake here, this heartbreak there, this is you. But what if you are not the museum? What if you are the sky, vast and open, in which clouds, those memories, those feelings, drift, change form, and pass? The sky does not cling to yesterday's storm cloud. It allows. It observes. It remains, fundamentally, untouched. This is the gentle, profound inquiry we undertake today. Not to erase history, but to change our relationship with it. To discover how to live fully in the only time we ever truly possess, this present, breathing moment. The wisdom we explore flows from an ancient, timeless source, the teachings of Buddhism, from the compassionate insight of the Buddha himself. It is a wisdom not of forgetting, but of profound release. Let me begin not with an ancient tale, but with a simple, personal memory. Years ago, I had a small, beautiful ceramic bowl. It was a gift, glazed in a deep blue, and I used it every morning for tea. One day, my hand slipped. It clattered to the floor and shattered into a dozen pieces. My immediate reaction was a wave of hot regret. I should have been more careful. Why was I so rushed? That bowl is gone forever. I spent minutes, maybe an hour, mentally replaying the moment of the slip, the sound of the crash. I let the broken pieces on the floor break my peace of mind as well. It was only later, kneeling to clean up, that I saw it. Among the shards of blue was one perfect piece, a curved fragment that fit neatly in my palm. It was cool. It was smooth. It was, in its own way, still beautiful. The bowl, as a vessel, was gone. But the clay remained. The essence was still there, transformed. My suffering wasn't from the breaking, that was just a sound, an event. My suffering was from the story I told myself about the breaking. The story of carelessness, of loss, of permanence. Our painful memories are often like that. The event itself has passed, the sound of the crash has faded into silence. What remains are the sharp fragments we keep picking up, worrying with our fingers, cutting ourselves anew on the stories we've attached to them. I am the one who broke the bowl. I am the one who failed. I am the one who was hurt. We build an identity out of shards. The Buddha's path offers a different way. It doesn't ask us to pretend the bowl never existed, or that its breaking was pleasant. It simply guides us to gently set the shards down. To stop rebuilding the broken bowl in our mind, day after day. To see that the hand that holds the memory is more important than the memory it holds. If this way of being, this gentle release from the heavy weight of yesterday, resonates with you, if you feel a calling to explore this path of peace further within our temple, consider subscribing to Monk's Temple. By subscribing, you plant a seed of mindfulness in your digital garden. Each new video from our temple can be a gentle reminder to return to your own breath, your own sky-like nature. It's a simple way to support this journey we are on together. Now, let's continue. Imagine an old man who lived by a great, flowing river. His task, self-appointed generations ago, was to be the river keeper. He believed his duty was to preserve the river exactly as it was. So, he would stand at the bank with a giant, elaborate net. Whenever a beautiful leaf floated by, he would catch it, label it, "Beautiful Autumn Day, 1965, and press it in a book. Whenever a piece of driftwood, twisted and interesting, passed, he'd haul it out and add it to a pile. But he also caught the muddied water after a storm, bottling it. He caught the rotting refuse that sometimes came downstream, storing it in jars. His house became a cluttered archive of the river's every moment, the lovely, the ugly, the neutral. Over time, the house grew so full there was no room for him to live. He had to sleep outside on the bank, surrounded by his collection. He was so busy catching, preserving, and cataloging what had already flowed past that he never simply sat and watched the river. He never felt the cool mist on his face from the waterfall upstream. He never saw the way the moonlight danced on the water tonight, because he was too busy looking at a bottle of last year's moonlight water. He was defined by, and buried under, the past of the river, while the living river itself sang on, ignored. Are we not sometimes the river keeper of our own mind? We net the passing thought, the fleeting feeling, the concluded event, and we say, "This is mine. This is me." We store the joys, yes, but we also meticulously preserve the hurts, the insults, the failures. We build a museum of the past, and then move into it, confusing the exhibit for our home. Buddhism invites us to a radical act, to put down the net. To let the leaves, the water, the driftwood, all of it, flow. Our job is not to capture the river, but to be the aware, open bank along which it flows. The past is the water that has already touched the bank and moved on. It has shaped the bank, yes, but the bank is present, solid, here. It is not the water. This is the first key: you are not the collected water. You are the bank. The bank does not chase after the water that has passed. It rests. It is present for the next wave, the next moment of contact. When a painful memory arises, it is like a wave from far upstream finally reaching you. It has a shape, a force. But the bank does not fight the wave. It receives it. It allows it to crest, to foam, and to recede. The bank's nature is not changed by any single wave. It remains, steadfast and present. The Buddha taught a powerful framework for this, the 5 aggregates. In essence, he said what we call a self is a temporary, flowing together of physical form, sensations, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. It is a process, not a permanent thing. A painful memory is just a complex combination of these aggregates from a previous configuration, echoing forward. Clinging to it, saying, "My pain, my past," is like the river keeper trying to claim a single wave as his permanent possession. It is an exercise in fundamental misunderstanding, or avijja. Ignorance of the way things truly are. So how do we begin to put down the net? It starts with a gentle, compassionate noticing. Right now, as you listen, can you feel the weight of your body where it rests? The gentle rise and fall of your breath? This is the bank. This is the present territory. Now, see if a memory floats in, maybe not a painful one to start, just any memory. Notice it as if it were a leaf on the river. You see its color, its shape. You don't need to net it. You don't need to label it good or bad. You can simply acknowledge, a memory is passing. And then, with a kindness as soft as the river's current, return your attention to the feeling of the breath. The leaf floats on by. You are practicing being the bank, not the keeper. This is the foundation. In a village nestled in quiet mountains, there was a master weaver. Her tapestries were legendary, stories woven into thread. One day, she was working on her masterpiece, a vast scene depicting a mountain sunrise. It was nearly halfway done. In a moment of distraction, her tool slipped. A jagged tear ripped through the center, ruining weeks of work. Horrified, she stumbled back. Her first mind was a storm, it's ruined. All that time, wasted. I am a failure. She collapsed into despair, staring at the tear. For days, she did not approach the loom. The torn tapestry hung there, a monument to her mistake. She defined herself by the tear, I am the weaver who ruins things. Weeks passed. The untouched loom gathered dust. One morning, a beam of sunlight fell directly on the torn section. In that light, she didn't just see the tear. She saw the individual threads, the colors on either side of the gap. A thought, quiet but clear, arose, the thread is not gone. It is just, rearranged. Slowly, she returned to the loom. She did not try to hide the tear. Instead, she began to work with it. Using threads of gold and deep blue, she incorporated the jagged lines into the design. What was a tear in the mountain's face became a dramatic, sparkling waterfall, cascading down the rocks. The mistake became the focal point, the source of the tapestry's unique beauty and power. She was no longer the weaver who ruined. She became the weaver who transforms. Our past, with its painful moments, its regrets, its sharp tears and the fabric of our experience, is not a finished tapestry we are forced to display as a testament to our failure. It is an ongoing weave. The tear has happened. The thread of that event is part of the overall picture. But the shuttle is still in our hand. The weave is still happening. We have a choice in this present moment. To abandon the loom and define ourselves by the tear, or to pick up the thread of now and begin, with immense courage and creativity, to weave the tear into the larger, beautiful, and still unfolding story. Buddhism teaches karma, often misunderstood as simple fate. Karma is more like the principle of weaving. Every intentional thought, word, and action is a thread we throw with the shuttle. The past tear is the result of previous threads, previous throws. We cannot unthrow them. But our present moment intention, our choice of this thread, this color, this direction of weave, is our karmic agency right now. To dwell in regret over the past tear is to sit before the loom with empty hands, staring backwards. The Buddha's invitation is to pick up a new thread, a thread of kindness, of understanding, of patience, starting with patience for oneself, and to make the next throw. This is how we practice. This is how we transform the tapestry. The waterfall in the weaver's story did not deny the rock, it flowed in relationship to it, creating beauty from the obstacle. Our painful memories are the rocks in our landscape. We can choose to keep dashing ourselves against them in anguish, or we can learn the art of becoming like water, acknowledging the rock, flowing around it, and in time, perhaps, wearing it smooth, incorporating its presence into the journey. Let's try a short weaving practice together. For a few moments, let go of listening to my words. Just feel your breathing. Now, bring to mind a small regret, a minor tear in your recent past. Don't choose the deepest wound, just a small one. Observe the feelings that arise with it: shame, frustration, sadness. Feel them in the body. Now, drop the story of the event. Just be with the raw sensation. Then, on your next in-breath, imagine drawing in a thread of forgiveness, for yourself, for the moment. On the out-breath, imagine weaving that thread of forgiveness around the raw sensation. You are not erasing the event. You are surrounding it with a new intention. You are holding the shuttle again. Breathe, and weave, for a few more moments. A gardener once received 2 special seeds. She planted them in adjacent plots with great care. To the first seed, as she covered it with soil, she whispered, "Grow strong and tall. You will be magnificent." To the second, she sighed and said, "You're probably not very good. The last seed from this batch failed. Don't disappoint me." She tended them equally, same water, same sunlight, same soil. But her mind was different when she approached each plot. At the first, she hummed with anticipation, visualizing the flower. At the second, her shoulders slumped with the memory of past failures. The first seed sprouted vigorously, reaching for the sun. The second seed sprouted weakly, its stem thin. The gardener saw this and said to the second sprout, "Just as I feared." She began to neglect it slightly, giving a bit more water to the strong one, a bit more care. Over time, the first plant became a stunning, radiant bloom. The second plant became stunted, struggling, its leaves tinged with yellow. The gardener pointed to them as proof, "See? I knew the first was good, and the second was flawed from the beginning." But was it the seed? Or was it the persistent, heavy atmosphere of past judgment she had wrapped around it from the very first moment? She had planted the second seed not just in soil, but in the compacted earth of past failure. She watered it with doubt. The sunlight that reached it was filtered through the lens of her expectation of disappointment. The plant lived its entire life under the shadow of a past that was not even its own. How many of us do this to ourselves? We receive a moment of failure, a painful experience, a seed of hurt. We plant it in the soil of our consciousness, but we bury it with a narrative: "This always happens to me. I am the kind of person who fails. This pain is who I am." Then, we water that narrative every day with our attention. We let it block the sunlight of present moment possibility. We stunt our own growth in this moment by insisting on living in the weather patterns of a past season. The Buddha's teaching on right view is the first step on the Noble Eightfold Path. It means seeing things as they are, without the distortion of our permanent, heavy stories. Seeing the seed as just a seed. Seeing the present moment conditions as they are: sunlight is available, water is available, fresh soil is available, not as they were. The second plant was not doomed by its seed, it was suffocated by the gardener's relentless projection of the past onto the present. Your painful memory is a seed that has already sprouted. It has grown into a certain shape in your mind's garden. But you are not that plant. You are the entire garden. You are also the gardener. You have the shears of mindfulness to prune the dead branches of rumination. You have the water of compassion to nourish the new, tender shoots of present moment effort. You can choose, right now, to stop telling the old story to the new sprout of this breath, this hour, this day. This doesn't mean ignoring the past. A good gardener learns from past seasons. She notes which plants got disease, where the soil was poor. But she doesn't spend the new spring staring at last year's withered plants, lamenting. She takes the lesson, then turns her face to the sun of this day, her hands in the soil of this moment, and plants again, with hope and care informed by, but not chained to, the past. Let's pause and look directly at the mechanism, the how of our suffering from past memories. Modern psychology calls it mental time travel. Buddhism has been examining this phenomenon for 2,600 years, calling it sankhara, mental formations, the process of fabricating experiences. When a painful memory arises, what is actually happening? A current sight, sound, or thought triggers a pattern. Instantly, the mind reassembles a simulation. It pieces together fragments of old images, what we saw, old body feelings, the tight chest, the clench in the gut, old thoughts, I'm not safe, I'm unworthy, and old emotions, fear, shame, anger. It stitches these fragments together into a vivid, sensory-rich movie and then, crucially, it projects it onto the screen of now. It says, this is happening again. But look closely. Is it happening? Are you in that old room? Is that person speaking those words to you in this moment? Is the threat actually present? No. You are here, listening to this voice. The body is safe. The mind is manufacturing a ghost. It is a masterful, convincing special effect. And we buy the ticket, sit in the seat, and feel the terror and pain of the horror movie as if it were real and present. The Buddhist teaching of mindfulness, sati, is the house lights coming on. It is the gentle, firm awareness that says, ah. This is a memory. This is a movie being replayed. It is composed of mental formations. You don't have to fight the movie. You don't have to scream at the screen. You simply recognize the nature of what you are experiencing, a fabrication, a shadow play of the mind. This recognition itself is a profound shift. It changes your relationship to the experience. The memory may still play, but you are no longer lost in the cinema of the past. You are aware that you are sitting in the theater of the present, watching an old film. This is a powerful application of the core Buddhist insight into anicca, impermanence. The memory itself is impermanent, it arises and passes. The feelings it triggers are impermanent, they crest and fall. Even the sense of a solid, me, who was hurt is impermanent, a constellation of changing aggregates. Seeing this impermanence directly, in the very moment of remembering, drains the memory of its solid, defining, permanent power. It becomes a passing weather system in the mind's sky, not the climate of your being. There was a lighthouse keeper who lived through a terrible storm. For a night and a day, waves taller than the tower itself battered the walls. The wind screamed like a beast. He was sure the lighthouse would fall. He clung to the walls, trembling. But the lighthouse held. The storm passed. Yet, the keeper was changed. Long after the seas were calm and the skies clear, he still jumped at the sound of strong wind. He'd wake from sleep, heart pounding, hearing phantom waves. He spent his days reinforcing walls that were already strong, staring at the horizon for signs of the next storm, neglecting the gentle maintenance of the light itself. He lived in the aftermath, in the echo. He was so prepared for the past storm to return that he was absent for the peaceful, sunny days. Sailors began to complain. The lighthouse light was dim, unreliable. The keeper was there, but his mind was not. It was still in that one terrible night. One day, an old sailor visited. He saw the keeper's haggard face, the unpolished lenses. He said, "Keeper, the storm is over. It left its mark on the rock, yes. But the rock is still here. The sea is calm now. Your duty is not to the past storm, but to the present sea. A ship is coming tonight. It needs your light now, not your fear from then." The keeper looked out. For the first time in months, he truly saw the calm water, the setting sun. He took a deep breath of the salty, peaceful air. He turned, and with great care, began to clean the great lens. That night, he lit the lamp with a steady hand. The beam cut through the darkness, strong and clear. He realized his job was not to fight yesterday's storm, but to tend today's light. Our traumatic or painful memories can be like that historic storm. They were real. They were powerful. They shaped the landscape of our psyche. But when the storm is over, to continue living in the crouched posture of terror, reinforcing against a gale that is no longer blowing, is to abandon our present duty, to shine the light of our awareness now. We become so focused on the memory of the crash of waves that we let the lamp of our present moment life grow dim. The Buddha taught the middle way between indulgence and suppression. Indulgence is sitting in the dark, replaying the storm's soundtrack. Suppression is trying to board up the lighthouse windows and pretend the storm never happened. The middle way is what the keeper found: acknowledgement, a mighty storm happened; acceptance, it has passed; and re-engagement, my purpose is to tend the light for this present night. Your mind is the lighthouse. Your awareness is the lamp. Painful memories are the old storms recorded in the logbook. You can read the log to understand the weather patterns, to respect the power of the sea. But you don't have to live on the page of the logbook. Your feet are on the solid rock of this breath. Your hands are on the controls of your attention. Your duty, your freedom, lies in polishing the lens and shining the light of compassionate awareness onto the present moment sea. The sensations, sounds, and experiences that are actually here, right now. I remember a time I carried a resentment for years. It was like a smooth, dark stone I kept in my pocket. I would take it out when I was alone, run my fingers over its cold surface, feel its weight. It reminded me of a wrong, a hurt. I believed carrying it made me vigilant, safe from being hurt again. But really, it just made my pocket heavy. It occupied a hand that could have been free to touch, to create, to offer. One day, on a walk by an actual river, the absurdity struck me. I was carrying this stone from a riverbank miles and years away. The current river was babbling beside me, offering its own, new, beautiful stones, sun-warmed, patterned by a different time. I was ignoring the present river for the sake of a relic. I took the old stone from my pocket. I looked at it. I thanked it, strangely, for its long service, for the lesson it held about boundaries, about pain. And then, I simply set it down on the bank of the present river. I didn't throw it away in anger. I didn't enshrine it. I placed it down, and turned my empty hand to feel the sun. The relief was not dramatic, it was a deep, quiet unclenching in my chest. The memory didn't vanish. But its weight, its claim on my present identity, was released. Let's try a small version of this together. It's a guided reflection. Make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish. Feel your body supported. Listen to the sound of my voice as just another sound in the room. Now, bring your attention to the physical sensation of your hands. Are they resting on your legs? In your lap? Feel the temperature, the pressure, the aliveness in your fingers. Now, imagine, in one of your hands, you are holding a small object that represents an old, painful memory. Don't force a specific memory, just let an old hurt be symbolized by an object. A cold stone. A heavy iron weight. A thorn. Feel its imagined weight in your hand. Feel the texture. Notice the sensations in your arm, your shoulder, from holding it. Don't judge it. Just observe the fact of holding it. Now, with great gentleness, in your mind's eye, slowly lower that hand to the ground beside you. Place the object down on the earth. Feel the muscles in your arm and shoulder relax as the weight is released. Feel the lightness. Bring your attention back to the empty hand. Feel the air on the palm. The freedom. Now, bring both hands together, palm to palm, in front of your heart. Feel the warmth, the life, the presence of your own hands, free and clear in this moment. This is your present moment body. This is your home. You can carry this simple, somatic practice with you. When a memory feels heavy, feel it as a weight in the body, and in your mind, practice the gesture of setting it down, and returning to the neutral, present sensation of the body right now. You are not banishing the memory. You are changing your posture towards it, from clutching to releasing. Deep in a valley was a vast, ancient library. But this library did not contain books. It contained echoes. Every word ever spoken in the valley, every laugh, every cry, every loving whisper, every harsh argument, eventually drifted here and found a niche in the cavernous halls, where it would softly repeat, forever. People would visit the library of echoes. Some would seek out the niche of a lover's sweet promise and sit for hours, bathing in the beautiful echo. But others would be drawn, against their own will, to the niche where an old insult was stored, or the cry of a long-ago grief. They would sit and listen, and the echo would feel as real and immediate as the day it was first made. They would leave the library hunched, heart-sore, carrying the sound with them into their sunny days. A wise custodian worked in the library. She noticed a man who came every day to listen to an echo of betrayal. His face was etched with fresh pain each time. She approached him gently. "Sir," she said, "you know these are only echoes." But it was real, the man insisted. The pain was real. It was, the custodian agreed. The original sound was real. But that event was a single note, played once in the concert hall of your life. What you are listening to now is the echo bouncing in this stone chamber. You come here daily to replay it. You are making the single note into a symphony of suffering. The original pain lasted a moment. Your attendance at this echo makes it last a lifetime. She led him to the center of the library, under a high open shaft where sunlight poured in. The echo only has power in the dark, enclosed niches where you focus on it, she said. Step into the sunlight of the present. The echo is still here, you can faintly hear it from this spot. But it is mixed with the sound of the wind, the call of birds, the rustle of leaves. It becomes part of the background, not the sole performance. Your life is happening out there, in the valley, where new sounds, real, present sounds, are being made. Don't trade the living symphony of now for a curated echo of then. Our minds are magnificent libraries of echoes. Neuroscience tells us memory is not a perfect recording, but a reconstruction, an echo that changes slightly each time we replay it. Buddhism has long understood this as the fabricated nature of sana, perception, and sankhara, mental formations. When we dwell on a painful memory, we are not revisiting the original event. We are listening to the most recent echo of that event, which has been colored by every previous time we've listened to it. We add layers of interpretation, emotion, and story. We build a niche for it in the dark recesses of our mind and then, habitually, we visit. Mindfulness is the sunlight shaft. It is the conscious choice to step out of the dark, narrow niche of obsessive recollection and into the open space of present moment awareness. In that open space, the echo may still be heard, but it loses its compelling, immersive quality. It is contextualized by the wider field of present experience, the breath, bodily sensations, ambient sounds, the task at hand. It becomes one thread in a rich tapestry, not the entire picture. The Buddha's teaching on right mindfulness is precisely this. To establish awareness in the present body, the present feelings, the present mind states, and the present phenomena. It is to inhabit the sunlight, not the echo chamber. This brings us to perhaps the most profound and challenging of the Buddha's core insights, anatta, often translated as not self. This is not a nihilistic denial of existence. It is a radical pointer to the fact that no permanent, unchanging, independent self can be found in our experience. What we call me is a fluid process. How does this relate to painful memories? We take a memory, a collection of past sensations, emotions, and thoughts, and we solidify it into a story. I was hurt. That happened to me. And therefore I am a hurt person. We create a solid, wounded self out of passing phenomena. We identify with the content of the memory. Anatta invites us to deconstruct this. When a painful memory arises, ask with gentle inquiry. Who is remembering? Is it a permanent me, or is it just a moment of consciousness arising dependent on conditions? What is remembered? Is it a solid event, or a kaleidoscope of impermanent sensory impressions? Where is the hurt? Is it in the past event, which is gone, or is it in the present moment clinging to the story about that event? You begin to see that the suffering is not in the memory itself. It is in the identification with it. It's in the statement, this is mine, this is me, this is myself. The Buddha said this identification is the fundamental cause of suffering. Letting go of painful memories, therefore, is not an act of willful forgetting. It is an act of disidentification. It is the profound understanding, this pain arose. It is present. But it is not me. It is not mine. It is not myself. You can care for it with compassion, as you would care for a crying child, without believing you are the crying. You can observe the memory as a passing cloud in the vast sky of awareness, without mistaking the cloud for the sky. This is the ultimate liberation the Buddha pointed to. You are not defined by any single wave, any single thread in the tapestry, any single plant in the garden, any single storm in the logbook, any single echo in the library. You are the capacity for all of it to arise and pass. You are the knowing, not just the known. There was a painter obsessed with a single, small section of a vast canvas. Early in his career, he had made a stroke there that he deemed a failure, a clash of color, a clumsy line. He could not move on. He spent years trying to fix it, painting over it, scraping it away, only to repaint it and hate it again. The rest of the immense, blank canvas stretched out untouched, full of potential, but he ignored it. His world shrank to that one flawed square inch. He defined himself as the painter who ruined the masterpiece, even though the masterpiece had barely been begun. He grew old at his easel, bitter and exhausted, his brush hovering over the same tormenting spot. A child wandered into his studio one day. She looked at the painter, then at the giant canvas with its one overworked spot. She pointed to the vast emptiness. "What's going to go there?" she asked, her eyes wide with wonder. The painter, startled, followed her gaze. For the first time in decades, he truly saw the rest of the canvas. The pristine, inviting whiteness. The limitless space. He had been so hypnotized by the mistake that he had become blind to the field of possibility that still, and always, surrounded it. With a trembling hand, he dipped his brush in a completely new color, one he'd never used before, and made a bold, sweeping stroke far away from the old spot. Then another. And another. He began to paint the larger picture. The old, flawed spot, when viewed as part of the emerging, grand composition, ceased to be a flaw. It became a point of contrast, a depth, a note in a complex chord. It was not erased, it was integrated and transcended by the wholeness of the new work. We are all painters on the infinite canvas of our life. A painful memory is that one overworked, painful spot. We can spend our entire lives, our entire presence, trying to fix it, hide it, or lament it, while the vast, open canvas of our present and future stretches out, untouched and waiting. Our identity becomes the one who was hurt there, and we miss the masterpiece we are here to create. The Buddha's path is an invitation to finally lift your gaze. To see the boundless space of the present moment. To dip your brush into the fresh paint of new intention, new action, new kindness, right here, right now. And to make a stroke somewhere else on the canvas. As you build the larger composition of a life lived with presence and virtue, the old spot loses its power to define the whole. It becomes part of the history of the painting, not its sole subject. You are not the mistake. You are the painter. And you have only ever had one true point of contact with the canvas, this moment. This brushstroke. What will you paint with it? Let's practice being the painter of the present canvas. This is a short meditation. Settle in. Let the body be at ease. Imagine your field of awareness as a vast, blank, peaceful canvas. Now, bring your attention to the breath. Not to change it, just to feel it. The sensation of the air moving at the nostrils. The rise and fall of the chest or abdomen. With each in-breath, imagine it is a brush dipped in the color of calm. With each out-breath, imagine making a gentle, soft stroke of calm across the canvas of your awareness. Don't worry about the content. Don't look for old paintings. Just paint with the breath. In, calm. out, stroke. If a thought arises, maybe a memory, a worry, see it as a splash of old color appearing on a corner of the canvas. Don't try to scrub it out. Don't follow its story. Simply acknowledge its appearance, a splash of memory color. Then, gently, patiently, return your brush to the breath. In, calm. Out, stroke. You are practicing your authority as the painter. You are choosing where to place your attention, your creative brush. The old splashes may appear. They are part of the canvas's history. But your creative power, your freedom, lies in choosing to paint now with the fresh color of present moment awareness. Continue for a few minutes in your own time, painting the canvas of now with the breath. In a town square stood a magnificent old clock, built by a master clockmaker long ago. It kept perfect time for the whole town. One day, a critical spring inside it snapped. The clock stopped. The hands froze at 2:17. The townspeople were dismayed. They gathered around the silent clock. Some mourned the loss of the reliable time. Some pointed angrily at the frozen hands. A few tried to will the clock to move by staring at it. They defined their days by its stoppage. "It's 2:17 o'clock," they'd say gloomily, even as the sun moved across the sky. The old clockmaker's grandson arrived. He didn't join the crowd lamenting at the base. He brought his tools, opened the clock's door, and went inside. He found the broken spring. He didn't scold it for breaking. He didn't try to paste it back together. He understood its nature. Springs, under tension, can fatigue and snap. He carefully removed the broken piece. Then, from his kit, he selected a new spring. He fitted it into place. He wound the mechanism. He closed the door and stepped back. Slowly, with a great click, the minute hand jutted forward from 2:17 to 2:18. Then the steady tick-tock resumed. The clock began to measure the present time again. Our psyche is an intricate, living clockwork. A painful event can snap a spring, it can disrupt our inner rhythm, our sense of safety, our joy. And we can become like the townspeople, frozen at the moment of breaking. We keep pointing at the frozen hands of that memory. This is when I was betrayed. This is when I failed. We organize our inner world around a broken piece, convinced that time itself stopped then. The wisdom of Buddhism, like the clockmaker's grandson, invites us to go inside. To open the door of mindful investigation with the tools of compassion and understanding. To see the broken spring, the hurt, the anger, the shame, not as a moral failure, but as a natural result of certain conditions, the tension of life, the pressure of events. We don't need to hate the broken spring. We can acknowledge it with kindness. Yes, this broke under the weight of that experience. But we are not meant to eternally curate the broken piece. Our healing, our moving forward, lies in our capacity to insert a new spring. What is the new spring? It is a new intention. A new commitment. A new understanding. It might be the spring of self-forgiveness. The spring of, I am learning. The spring of, I choose to be present. We win this new spring with our daily practice. With meditation, with mindful pauses, with acts of kindness to ourselves and others. And then, we close the door of obsessive analysis, and we step back into life. The tick-tock may resume slowly at first. The hands may move from the frozen moment. 2:17 becomes 2:18. This breath becomes the next breath. You begin to keep time with the present moment again, not with a past breakdown. The past breaking is real. The frozen hands were real. But you are not the town lamenting at the base. You are the clockmaker, with the tools and the spare parts of wisdom and compassion, capable of repair. The teaching of the Buddha provides the blueprint and the tools. Your willingness to go inside and do the work is the healing. Imagine a mirror, ancient and flawless, made of pure silver. Over time, dust settles on its surface, fine, gray dust from the world. The dust forms patterns, thick in some places, thin in others. A person looks into the mirror and sees only the dust. The gray swirls, the dark patches. They say, I am gloomy. I am stained. I am this pattern of dust. They become fascinated with the patterns, studying them, lamenting them, trying to rearrange them. They forget the mirror entirely. A friend comes and says, but you are not the dust. You are the mirror. The person scoffs. All I see is dust. The friend takes a soft, clean cloth. Gently, patiently, they begin to wipe the mirror. They do not attack the dust. They do not scrub angrily. They simply wipe, with care and consistency. As the dust clears, the mirror's true nature is revealed, bright, clear, reflective, incapable of being permanently stained. The dust never changed the essential nature of the silver. It only obscured it. When the dust of that particular pattern is gone, the mirror reflects the light of the room perfectly. New dust may settle tomorrow, but now the person knows, dust. I can wipe that clean. I am the mirror, not the temporary film upon it. Our mind, in its fundamental nature, is often compared in Buddhism to a clear mirror or a bright lamp. Bodhi means awakening, but its root implies a clearing, an uncovering. Our painful memories, our regrets, our fixed stories, these are the dust. They are the kleshas, the defilements, attachment, aversion, ignorance. They settle on the mirror of our awareness, and we mistakenly believe we are the dusty pattern. I am my regret. I am my trauma. I am my sad story. Meditation and mindful living are the soft cloth. They are the gentle, consistent practice of wiping the mirror. We are not attacking the memories. We are not at war with the dust. We are simply cultivating the clarity of present moment awareness, which, by its very nature, allows the obscurations to dissipate. Each time we return to the breath, we wipe. Each time we observe a thought without getting lost in it, we wipe. Each time we meet a painful feeling with compassion instead of identification, we wipe. Slowly, the patterns of old pain lose their grip. They are seen for what they are, passing conditions that have settled on the mind, not the mind itself. The mind's innate qualities, awareness, spaciousness, potential for peace and love, begin to shine through. This is not creating something new. It is uncovering what has always been there, beneath the dust of our accumulated suffering. You are not the dust of your past. You are the mirror. Your practice is the gentle wiping. Trust the process. Be patient. The clarity is your birthright. We have journeyed through stories and reflections, the river keeper, the weaver, the gardener, the lighthouse keeper, the library, the painter, the clockmaker, the mirror. Each is a different finger pointing at the same moon. The moon is the liberating truth of the present moment. Do not let the past define you. Focus on the present. Learn, but do not cling. Let's state it now in the clear, direct language of the Buddha's teaching, which we have been exploring all along. 1. The past is gone, Ada Nanvagamiya, do not pursue the past. The Buddha in the Dhammapada. It is anicca, impermanent. It has the nature of having ceased. To dwell there is to dwell in a ghost town. 2. The future is unborn, napeke kangata, do not expect the future. It is uncertain, constructed of hopes and fears. To dwell there is to dwell in a mirage. 3. The present is your field of practice, pakapananka yo dhamma, tatta vipassati, but whoever sees the Dhamma, truth, in the presently arisen state, this is your locus of power, your kamana, your place of work. Here, in this breath, this sensation, this intention, you exercise your freedom. For, identity is a process, not a prison, the teaching of anatta. You are a verb, not a noun. A flowing, not a statue. You are not the sum of your past actions. You are the capacity to choose your action now. 5. Release through understanding. The cause of suffering is ta, craving, which includes craving for the past to be different, and upadana, clinging, which includes clinging to past narratives as me and mine. Release comes from panna, wisdom, seeing things as they are, impermanent, not self, and ultimately unsatisfactory to cling to. So, what is the practical path? It is the Noble Eightfold Path, which is a path of present moment cultivation. When past pain arises, apply right effort, gently restrain the mind from chasing the memory, and gently encourage it towards a wholesome present object, the breath, a feeling of metta. Apply right mindfulness, be aware of the memory as memory, not as reality. Be aware of the body's tension, the mind's movement, without fusing with it. Cultivate right view. See this pain as a result of past causes, see your present non-clinging as the cause of future peace. Exercise right intention, in this moment, intend kindness towards yourself, intend letting go, intend harmlessness. You do not heal the past by digging in the past. You heal the relationship to the past by cultivating health in the present. As you water the roots of present moment peace, clarity, and kindness, the old, withered branches of past pain naturally lose their hold. They may remain as part of the tree's history, but they no longer draw sap from your now. Let's end with a longer, integrative practice. A meditation on being here. Settle deeply. Let go of all the stories. Let go of the river, the tapestry, the garden, the lighthouse, the library, the canvas, the clock, the mirror. Let them all dissolve. There is just this. This sensation of being seated. The weight. The contact with the chair or floor. The subtle play of air on the skin. Bring attention to the breath. Natural. Unforced. The anchor to the now. Now, expand awareness gently to include all sounds. Near, far. Let them be just vibrations in the air, arriving at the ear. No need to name them or follow them. Just sound. Expand to include the whole body, sitting. A field of aliveness, tingling, warmth, coolness. A constellation of sensations, flickering and changing. Now, bring to mind the phrase, just this. Whatever is present. A thought, a sound, a breath, an ache, a peace, meet it with just this. Not good, not bad, not mine, not me. Just this phenomenon, appearing in the aware space. If a painful memory floats in, meet it with just this. A memory is appearing. See it as a cloud in the sky of awareness. Just this. And gently return to the anchor of the bodily sensations of just sitting. Abide here, in just this, for the next few minutes. In the timeless present. Where the past is a story and the future is a dream. Where you are simply, profoundly, here. As we slowly conclude, feel the intention to carry this, just this, quality into the next moments. As you open your eyes, or return your focus outward, let the first thing you see be met with, just this. The next sound, just this. The next thought, just this. You are training the mind to live where life actually happens, in the ever-fresh, ever-new present moment. This is the heart of the Buddha's way. This is the path out of the suffering of memory and into the peace of being. You have everything you need, right here, right now. The mirror is clean. The canvas is vast. The light is lit. The clock ticks the eternal now. Thank you for spending this time in reflection at Monk's Temple. May the peace of the present moment be with you. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you live with ease.